And there's nothing out there across that part of the country that's putting too much more water in the rivers there, thankfully. But there is this area of low pressure near Omaha that is going to be tracking to the east, and that will indeed start to impact our weather as early as later on today. Not in a big way, but some of these clouds that you're seeing here through the eastern Ohio Valley, some of those might actually make their way into Connecticut's sky later on this afternoon and this evening. So when we talk about today, we're talking about a milder day, we're talking about fair weather, but we might have a few clouds coming in because of that system out there. But this in and of itself isn't necessarily contributing too much to what Mark was talking about. Then as we look a little farther to the north, I think the other player in our weather over the next 24 hours is this. There's a cold front up here, and this is going to be moving down at the same time and will be crossing through New England early tomorrow morning. The air behind this is a lot colder. So this warmth that we're talking about today is for one day only. Then the cold air comes in behind. And as we look towards tomorrow, and especially Tuesday and Wednesday, cold weather does return. Let's go full screen to the early morning pinpoint Doppler just to show you we got nothing anymore. Thank goodness we're not talking about snow again. That up to a foot of snow certainly has been reduced already because of the temperatures we saw yesterday and today. It will probably go away almost completely in most cases. As temperatures now are in the 20s and low 30s, we're expecting to see them going into the 50s this afternoon, and that's done with sunshine through most of the day and then increasingly cloudy skies as the day goes on. So we are expecting to see a decent day as that warm air pushes to the north and into New England. You could see this model has Boston all the way up to 57 degrees, for instance, and I think a lot of towns in Connecticut will be in a similar fate. But notice how not too far away it turns a lot colder. Highs today, as we look up towards Montreal and Timmins, will be in the 20s and 30s, so there's some really good cold air up here over Canada, and that's going to be charging south as we go over the next 24 hours, and that's why the temperatures like these are going to be a one-day stand, and then colder weather returns. So here is your forecast for today. We're expecting 58 in Hartford, 52 in New Haven. Notice how I have 49 for New London, maybe a little bit of a sea breeze keeping it cooler here. But inland, I think we should have a shot at seeing temperatures in the 50s in most towns. And I did put a 60 on there for good measure. If we see enough sunshine today, far inland may have a shot at getting close to that. And then tonight, not quite as cold. We will see clouds come in. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s in most towns like Hartford and Middletown, maybe 40 in New Haven, 36 in Willimantic and Vernon, and tonight maybe the mid-30s for places like Torrington. And by morning, we might even see an isolated shower or two, although I think that chance is pretty small. In fact, it's sort of winning away. Every time I look at the models, it's saying less and less chances for showers tomorrow morning. So here we go through noon. It's partly to mostly clear, but then you can see how the clouds have a tendency to build up during the mid-afternoon. Cirrus clouds generally, which are those high altitude clouds that don't completely mask the sun, but they dim the sunlight a bit. And that's what we expect to happen during the afternoon today. And you see waves of them. It's not a complete wash of clouds for the rest of the day. Into the evening, there'll be other times they'll kind of thin out. So you can see that happening here, for instance, at 7 p.m. And then going overnight, we'll just have patchy clouds around, and with that, the chance, maybe, just the chance of an isolated shower. This model's keeping most of that offshore, but you can't rule it out tomorrow morning, so we won't. And you can see that in our early morning 7-day forecast. Temperatures tomorrow will be earlier warmer. And temperatures in the morning will be in the 40s to near 50, but then I think during the afternoon, they'll actually cool down through the 40s. And then you can see Tuesday, we're only expecting highs on either side of 40 degrees. Wednesday, a little bit better, but still in the mid-40s. And then by Thursday and Friday, milder weather returns. Yay.